If you knew nothing about my husband,
About my brother.
About my son.
this is what I would want you to know. If you knew nothing about Brian, what I would like you to know is that he's a very caring person. He could, at first you might think he's kind of introverted, but once he gets to talking, you see a whole new side of him.
He was a good person. And he has had a fine family. He loved them, and he took care of them to the best of his ability.
Brian was, to me, a person of great respect, somebody that continuously always tried to do the right thing without fail, which makes him different than most.
He loved his Gamecocks, and he loved people. He loved helping people. There's so many times where he had helped out some of the people he was working with or family members. He really did care about people, and he wanted the best for everybody. Well, my name is Cynthia Crisp. I go by Cindy. I live here in Murrells Inlet. It's where my husband and I lived for 31 years. I'm from South Carolina. I was born and raised right here in South Carolina. I was a teacher. I was a teacher. I'm a retired teacher. I taught middle school science for 31 years. Science fiction. I'm a big sci-fi fan. I love Star Wars, love Star Trek. I can go on, but pretty good. That's a good, summary of where I'm from and the things I enjoy doing. In general, Brian's childhood, he had a happy childhood. Grew up in a very loving family. When he decided to be a golfer, like a professional golfer, and working on golf courses and such, his father gave him full support. His mother, his brother. So they were very supportive. He had a very good family life, a great family.
A relationship with Brian, I would have to say, as good as any father's son could be.
My relationship with Brian, we were brothers, so it was like sometimes close and sometimes not so close.
I am Carlton Crisp, father of Brian Crisp. I live in Columbia, South Carolina. What I would want you to know about me, well, is that I would be a loving father, husband, that I would do things that I could do to help other people.
My name is Alan Crisp, and I live in Knoxville, Tennessee with my wife, and here in Columbia to catch up and visit and do a little video here. But I am probably about as average as a person is going to get. To the point that if you look in the dictionary under the word average, my picture is probably there. Probably one of the biggest things that we were both into, of course, is South Carolina sports, being here in Columbia. So that was a common interest. But Brian, and of course, we grew up in a neighborhood with a lot of kids. So it wasn't that we had a particular friend or best friend or stuff, but there were a lot of kids, and we were outdoors all the time during the summer, playing baseball all day long during the summer and that sort of thing.
We were the only house on the street that had a basketball goal in the backyard. So most of these kids would bring in others, and we had a backyard pretty much full of kids playing basketball most all the time.
Another thing about Brian is that he had a very active imagination.
He would be in the backyard sometimes, and he could play an entire baseball game by himself in the backyard. He would pitch, he would hit, he would be the announcer, he would be the crowd, and he could literally do that all afternoon.